So you've heard about Heart of Dakota, but you're thinking, I would really like a little bit more information about this homeschool program. Let's take a closer look. So what is Heart of Dakota? It's a homeschool curriculum and it generally follows the Charlotte Mason homeschooling style. She used a lot of books to teach children through. She called these living books. The idea is that everything in the book would come alive as a bit of an educational storybook, and children would primarily learn through these amazing texts that were written by people who were passionate about the topic they were teaching about. And so that is the primary method Heart of Dakota uses to teach children, the Charlotte Mason method. Charlotte Mason also did lots of stuff like nature study, and so you'll find a lot of that comes into the Heart of Dakota curriculum. Now, Heart of Dakota is very much an offline, paper-based, mailable homeschool curriculum. Charlotte Mason was kind of known for her gentler approach to education. That was in terms of opposing it to the classical way of learning that happened back when Charlotte Mason was forming her theory, because back then Charlotte Mason actually trained as a classical educator herself, but back then classical education was very much the mode and way of doing education. She thought this needs to be a bit more gentle. But compared to today's standards, especially found in public school, this is actually a fairly rigorous curriculum. It's also nicely color-coded so parents can easily at a glance see what their kids can do by themselves. And so it can be done a little bit independently by children, but also the parents can come in quickly and easily to see what parts they need to do too. I've checked out a lot of the books on their book lists. They are fantastic. And I would say this is a very, very gospel-centered homeschool curriculum. And so your children will very much learn to know and to love Jesus if they do this curriculum. In terms of pricing, it's pretty average price compared to a lot of homeschool curriculum programs out there today. Now, the younger preschool years are going to be a lot more affordable. Preschool, I think, costs $120 plus postage, but then your high school students are going to cost $500 depending on what electives they choose. It's also good to note that anything over $200, I'm pretty sure they offer free postage. Somewhere in the middle, they offer like a half price postage option as well. Let's chat about some of the pros and cons of the Heart of Dakota homeschool curriculum. The first pro is that they offer very much so open and go homeschool curriculum options. Now, I'll link a video in the description box below for other open and go homeschool curriculum options because these are really popular today. And this means that with the Heart of Dakota material, you'll just be able to open them and then teach them right then and there. You don't need to do loads of prep work as you would with a curriculum such as Horizons, which is like teacher's manuals and takes ages every day to do. Another pro is that they've got a living books approach. As I mentioned before, you're teaching your children through educational storybooks, and a lot of these are Christian books, and children are learning to know and to love God while they're also educated. That's beautiful. Thirdly, there's hands-on activities, meaning children don't get too bored because they're always learning with their hands as well as hearing things and reading. I say hearing things because my son loves to listen to audiobooks, so often we get different book lists. I've compiled my own. I will link it down below. It's free, it's fantastic. You can find most of the books on YouTube. So he listens to most books as audiobooks on YouTube through the list that I've made down below and loves it. Fourthly, it's very much a Christian foundation with a gospel-centered way of teaching children. And as well as being Charlotte Mason, they have a unit studies flair. So children can kind of do things in mini units, and this can be very much helpful for interest-based learning. And also you can keep things offline. A lot of parents like to do that these days. They want to get their kids into nature and keep the workbooks offline, and Heart of Dakota does a great job of doing this. But what are the cons? This won't be for everyone. Let's chat about the cons. So it's not accredited. This will not be a big deal for most families, but some families will go, no, I need accreditation, so I'm not doing Heart of Dakota. Secondly, it may not suit every learning style. The Charlotte Mason and the unit studies ways of learning are quite different to traditional education. So if you're expecting to get a program that looks similar to traditional education, be expected to be surprised. I think Charlotte Mason did a much better job of teaching children than the public school system does, but if that's what you're expecting, you'll get a surprise. And the third con is obviously they don't have any video lessons. If you want video lessons for your children, then this is not the program for you. Again, this will be a total pro for a lot of parents who are like, I don't want my child glued to a screen for an hour every day. Heart of Dakota is a wonderful homeschool curriculum, and if this at all interests you, I encourage you to check them out. I'll leave a link for them in the description box below. They're also a family-run business, so if you support them by buying their curriculum, you will be supporting the entire family. But if you're thinking, I love the sound of this, but maybe something a bit different, you should check out the Gather Round homeschool curriculum. I've got a video for it here. It's quite similar in some ways and different in other ways. Check it out.